So we approaching the end of an era in basketball, people. We got three players that then gave us some of the greatest highlights, some of the best memories, some great rivalries, and just some of the most iconic moments in basketball history. Of course, I'm talking about LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. And they the old heads now, man. LeBron, he about to be 40 at the end of this year. Steph Curry is 36. KD, he 35, soon to be 36. And you could say that at their skill levels, still that they better than the majority of the league, but it's clear to see that they can't carry a team like they used to back in the day. And in two of those cases, those guys get grace. You know what I'm saying? When they team, they fail or they fall short in the season, they get a lot of grace. We don't really blame them too much because we understand in their old age that they shouldn't be able to have to carry a team like they used to. But in one of those cases, one of these guys, he 35 years old, he one of the oldest players in the league now, and we still act like he's supposed to be able to carry a team at this age. And I'm talking about none other than Kevin Durant. Now, don't get me wrong. When it comes to legacy, I already know that Kevin Durant's legacy don't stack up against LeBron or Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that got to do with decisions he made, leaving OKC to go to the Bay with the Warriors. He did win over there, but then his decision to leave, I think he should have stayed. But, all those things added up, after he left Golden State, he basically been coming up short every season ever since then. Even though we could put a lot of that into context, which I'm gonna do later in this video, but like I said, his legacy don't stack up against theirs. But as a talent, without a doubt, he's one of the greatest talents that ever walked the planet Earth. And if you don't see that, you probably just a hater or you don't know basketball. So the other day, KD and the Suns, they get eliminated in the playoffs, first round by Ant-Man and the T-Wolves. Ant-Man different. Clean sweep, got him up out of here, and the internet started interneting. They said, oh, KD about to lead the Suns. He probably gonna try to join the T-Wolves since they just beat him. They just start killing them on the internet. And I started looking like, is that kind of fair? Because I try to be consistent in my takes and how I view players and stuff like that. I try to be consistent. So I started saying to myself, in year 16, he's 35 years old. Is it fair to still give him the bulk of the blame for coming up short? It's not like he 26, 27 years old and he should be able to carry a team like he used to. And I thought about it. I said, well, you know who is? Devin Booker. Devin Booker is 27 years old. He in his prime, and he is the franchise player of the Suns. So I'm looking like, how come people not more critical of him? Because, let's just imagine, right? We swap Kevin Durant and LeBron James, right? And LeBron James on the Suns. They get swept first round, you feel what I'm saying? Now, we know if LeBron James gets swept in the playoffs that he going to hear it mainly from Jordan fans. But for the most part, you already know that other people going to get the blame too. Because like I said, we understand that in this age, he shouldn't have to exert himself or carry a team like he used to. Like, let's just look at the Lakers, for example, over the last couple seasons. Like, we done heard it all, whether it was, KD need to step up, he being too soft, or D-Lo, he's a liability on defense, he need to be more consistent with his shooting. Or even the coach, Darvin Ham, he trash, get him up out of here. We can go look at the Warriors too. Steph Curry, still the best shooter in the world, still the best shooter in the league, but he can't do it like he used to. He just older. He can't carry a team shooting like he used to. And we understand that Klay Thompson not what he used to be. He a shell of himself. We understand that Andrew Wiggins and these other young guys on the Warriors not turning out to be what they want them to be. And we understand that Draymond Green is a big detriment to the team at this point in time. So we understand all that. So we give Steph grace when the Warriors fall short. But that ain't the case with KD. He still get the blame as if he should be the one carrying the team, and he not. It should be Devin Booker. That's just the facts. Because at the end of the day, Devin Booker, you are in your prime. You are the franchise player. They came and joined your team. And on top of that, a lot of people had, over the last few seasons, I done seen people put Devin Booker way up here. I don't think he up there, but they put him way up here. I remember talks of people saying he an MVP caliber player. I remember them saying that he on the same level as Jason Tatum, which he's not. I even heard people say before, not this season, but maybe last season, that he on the same level as Luka Doncic, until Luka just put that to bed. But if you that caliber of player, or people think you that caliber player, you got to take what come with that. You got to be the guy, and if you fall short, you got to take the criticism that come with that. During your prime, you shouldn't be led by a player that's about to be 36 years old. And just look at it. Just look at the big three. Now, I knew that the big three wasn't going to really do nothing this year. It looked good on paper when they first got together last summer. You feel what I'm saying? But the first thing I said was where their point guard at, which has been an issue for them all season. So that's for one. But when you look at it, KD, he's the oldest out of the big three. Like I said, 35 years old. He played the most games, so he's still the most available. You get what I'm saying? On top of that, him and Devin Booker, they are tied for points per game, 27.1, I think. I'm going off the top of the head, but I think it's 27.1 points per game for both of them. But at the end of the day, KD still averaged the most minutes on the team, which is insane. It's not even by much, but just the simple fact that KD still has to average the most minutes played on the team, that's a big issue. Like I said, when you have a young stud named Devin Booker, like, he is an elite player. I'm not taking nothing away from him. I don't think he up here where people think he at, but he is one of the most elite players in the league. And this is your team, man. You should be averaging the most minutes. It should be running through you. The best person on the team night in and night out shouldn't be Kevin Durant. He's 35 years old. We can't forget about Bill either. He washed. He been plagued by injuries, however many seasons now. He missed like 30-something games this season. And if you think about it, he the Klay Thompson of the Suns. He just a shell of himself of what he used to be. Sometimes you see him get it going and you feel like, all right, he about to catch a rhythm now. He gonna start looking more like his former self, but then he starts stinking it up again. So can't let that slide either. But somehow with all this going on, needing a point guard, Bill, and Booker not being available, Bill being washed, KD still get the blame, even though, like I said, he's the most available, most efficient, best player on the team still. He doing what he got to do at the age 35. And that's been what's going on with Kevin Durant ever since he left Golden State. Like I said, he should have stayed in Golden State, but ever since he left, it just been failure after failure for our season. And I'm pretty sure when KD got these things in mind, like, okay, I'm going to go play with these other elite players, I'm pretty sure he's thinking like we're going to be playing together, and we're going to build some type of chemistry to be able to make a real run at a title or something like that. And that ain't been the case ever since he left Golden State. Like, you think about in Brooklyn, the big three, they only played 16 games together. Like I said, I'm going off the top again, but they played like 16 games together, and they was together for 3 seasons. And KD basically had to put the team on his back all through those years and try to get them over the hump, and of course he just couldn't. Like, think about it, even that run against the Milwaukee in the playoffs, where Kyrie was hurt, he was out. James Harden was out of shape and on one leg because of the hamstring injury, and they was basically a big toe away from probably winning the finals that year if his foot wasn't on the line. And then if we go to just last year when he was in Brooklyn before he came to the Suns, you feel what I'm saying? In the start of the season, it was shaky and it looked like it was going to be another bad season when Steve Nash was the head coach. Once they fired Steve Nash and they hired Jack Long, it started turning around. They went on one of the best runs of the season. They went like 12 straight. And I'm going, like I said, I'm going off the top, but I think out of like 24, 25 games, they only had lost 3, maybe 4. So they was looking real legit. They was looking like, okay, they're going to be a problem this year. And then contract conversations came up with Kyrie Irving, you feel what I'm saying? And the owner of the Nets basically was like, F you, Kyrie. I'm not giving you no max contract. If you want to leave, there's the door. That's basically how he handled that situation, which I'm like, why would he do that? He should have tried to negotiate with Kyrie better. They probably could have came to a better agreement to get him to stay, because it looked like it finally was working. So of course Kyrie didn't get the contract, the owner wasn't budging, so Kyrie was like, all right, I'm out, man. I'm not gonna stay where I'm not wanted or where I'm not appreciated. So you already know Kyrie left him up out of there. Well, at this point in time, Kevin Durant, 34 years old, after Kyrie, about to get traded up out of there, and it's like, we about to rebuild again. We about to rebuild again. You want me to try to do this again with Ben Simmons over here, who we don't even know if he's gonna play or not. He ain't even in his right mind. He been scary all season. This what you want me to build with? So KD got up out of there. I guess it makes sense. You get what I'm saying? It was no reason for him to stay there and try to build around that organization at the time. You feel what I'm saying? So he go to the Suns, and this is his first full season with the Suns, and like the same stuff going on that was in Brooklyn. He available, but other guys not. They need to be together to build chemistry. He there, but they not. So they don't got no real chemistry or nothing like that. Give Kevin Durant the same grace that you give LeBron James and Steph Curry. I'm just being consistent in my takes. But at the end of the day, I do know that Kevin Durant is one of them players. He's a villain, and people just don't like him no matter what he do. No matter what Kevin Durant do, he can win another title next year or whatever the case may be. People just not going to like Kevin Durant, and they're going to have something to say about him. I understand that, but let me know what y'all think. Do he deserve the level of scrutiny that he's still getting? Or should people be more critical of Devin Booker? Is he dodging bullets? Let me know.